Something I've been listening to recently is Violet Pony's 2024 album Monarch of Monsters. I was initially intrigued by the entire essay lying in its Bandcamp description, and I was absolutely blown away by what I heard. For starters, every song on the album is surprisingly polished, which goes to show just how little I've been paying attention to Violet Pony's work. So I guess this means I have to become a My Little Pony fan now. There are multi-layered instrumentals atop rich atmospheres and an incredible vocal performance to tie it all together that goes from clean and graceful to heart-wrenchingly raw as the album ebbs and flows. The first half starts off with some strong hard rock, almost pop-punk tracks that radiate a gleefully rambunctious energy. Though, in my opinion, the best part lies about here-ish in the track list, where this sound slowly breaks down in the hulking 13-minute The Wallflower Equation, followed almost immediately by the absurdly long 22-minute Sludge. This is to be expected considering Monarch of Monsters clocks in at just under an hour and a half with only 12 songs to its name, but if you're looking for an easy listen, this album certainly isn't it. However, if you're willing to sit down with it and give it your full attention, you will be rewarded. A lot of the runtime is spent lingering on certain musical lines, the longer songs especially functioning more as classical pieces in regards to their structures, going between different movements and allowing time for you to just sit with and live in them. Walls of noise turn into shrieks of distorted guitars which sputter out into almost improvised bursts of dissonant notes until, eventually, it settles back down into something more familiar by the time the album reaches its end. With how varied the sound of the record is, it's hard to pick a favorite song, but the closing track, Rest Now Little Wolf, A Vigil for Aria or How the Lamb Stood in an Empty Room Filled with Empty Friends, has such a bittersweet feeling to it that just hits different after journeying through the rest of what Monarch of Monsters has to offer. I like the hair it took quite a bit too. And played okay, I'm gonna stop there before I start reciting the entire track list. I will be completely honest with the fact that I barely scratched the surface when it comes to what this album is about, but I think the quality of the music will make my future explorations of it and its accompanying novella well worth it. In fact, I love to see artists incorporating much more than just music into their albums, because it's exciting to see someone express themselves so freely through their art. And all of this is why I give Monarch of Monsters 2 thumbs up.